Good evening. Welcome to North Florida Weekly. I'm J.R. Reznick.
And I'm Chris Sorenson.
When you walked out this morning, you probably noticed it was a lot cooler than usual.
It certainly was. Jacksonville hit record lows today at 47 degrees. With that change in weather comes all kinds of sickness, especially the flu. If you get the flu, it can keep you out of work or school for days. Every day, students come in contact with a lot of people on campus. These interactions can lead to certain, sometimes serious health risks. Meet graduate student Jessica Raley. She is currently working on her MBA, but last year she contracted the flu virus.
Last year, during the fall semester, I actually got the flu. I went to the doctor and had an x-ray. I felt exhausted. I couldn't breathe. I was hot and cold, and it really crippled me because it happened during the beginning of the semester, and I ended up spending the rest of the year trying to catch up for the first 2 weeks that I missed from school.
Dr. Cynthia Cummings of Student Health Services said if Rayleigh got the flu vaccine, she would have avoided the sickness altogether.
When you're living on a college environment, you're in close quarters with other students, you're with them for a large part of the day, and so you really need to be careful about the spread of influenza with the students. So you need to try and prevent that by getting the flu shot.
Each year, thousands of people die from seasonal influenza, and many more require hospitalization. The Center for Disease Control estimates about 1 in 5 Americans get the flu every year. Of that, more than 200,000 people are hospitalized, and about 36,000 Americans die from complications of the flu. Even with those numbers, Rayleigh is against getting the shot.
I don't plan on getting the flu shot this year. I don't believe in the flu shot, basically because I don't believe in natural preventative methods. I believe in just taking my vitamins. I know when my body is more susceptible to getting the flu during extreme weather changes from hot to cold or cold to hot. And usually what I found is that by actually taking the flu shot, I end up getting sick anyways.
If you're trying to avoid getting sick this winter, you may be taking vitamins. A new study shows that taking vitamin C may not keep you from catching a cold after all. The study found that people who take over 200 milligrams a day are at risk of catching the common cold. Still, doctors say taking vitamin C doesn't hurt. They say washing your hands and covering your mouth when you cough can help keep you well.
Bourbon Street Station and Chicken Coop Wings and Things are two of many businesses in Northeast Florida that owe state taxes exceeding $1,000. According to the Florida Department of Revenue, Bourbon Street owes roughly $800,000 in back taxes. It ranked 5th statewide on a recent list of companies that owe an excessive amount in unpaid taxes. Wings and Things owes almost $300,000 in back taxes and has been forced to close down. The back taxes have shut some long-standing businesses down.
Because I wanted my nephew to experience eating here, come back to where his mama and his auntie used to dwell.
More businesses are set to close down if they do not settle their unpaid taxes. Having a successful garden at home will require attention and plenty of sunlight. Lauren Romero discovers a different kind of garden. That with sunlight could power a lot of homes here on the First Coast.
This is PSEG, Jacksonville Solar. This is the largest solar facility in North Florida. On a sunny day, the 15-megawatt facility produces enough electricity to keep the lights on and the air conditioner humming for more than 12,000 homes in Jacksonville.
The amount of electricity that will be generated from this particular plant would be enough to power around 1,500 homes during the year. And there's 200,000 panels on the entire site, which has a 100-acre footprint.
Besides the clean energy produced by the solar farm, site representative Paul Morrison says the low-impact nature of the site extends to its need for workers.
There will not be anybody manning this site. It'll be totally an unmanned site. We'll have security here at night, but from a maintenance standpoint, there will not be any maintenance.
Short-term, the cost of producing energy through solar panels is going to be more expensive than the other ways of producing energy. But long-term, panels like these will produce energy that will actually be less expensive. But JEA customers are paying for it now. The cost of producing solar energy is twice that of coal, and that means rates are going up. Some JEA customers are worried that they won't make ends meet.
I mean, the bill is due every month, and you do the best you can do, but we had a very warm summer, and you know, chances are we're going to have a very cold winter. So with those temperatures, they're already getting increases because people are using the electric more, and they don't need to raise the rates. They need to cut expenditures just like the customers do.
JEA spokeswoman Jerry Boyce says the energy provider is doing all that it can to help keep costs down.
We are very understanding. Certainly, we pay JEA bills, and we know that we have to operate as smoothly and as cost effectively as possible so that we do not have to burden our customers who are paying the rates.
In 15 to 20 years, JEA plans to reevaluate the solar energy experiment and find out if it is best for both our environment as well as our economy. Lauren Romero, North Florida Weekly.
PSEG currently has 3 solar projects nationwide, 1 in New Jersey, 1 in Ohio, and of course Jacksonville. The solar company hopes to expand their operation throughout the nation. Now after the break, I'll show you how one UNF professor is using music to inspire performance.
And John Widener has more on the Jaguars' big weekend coming up in sports.
Hi, Ms. Robbins, how are you?
I remember when she was born. It's so good to see her happy. I was worried at first. Her mama was so young. It was just too hard on her when that baby came. I told her mama I would watch the baby so she could go to the grocery store or just take a few moments to herself. I still do it today. It doesn't take much of my time, and her mama said it was such a big help.
It's your turn to raise the leaders of tomorrow. Find out how at ounce.org.
Yeah, but did you see how much he had to drink last night? I can't believe that guy made it home. Nobody drives drunk anymore. Hold on, I got another call coming in.
While drunk driving rates have dropped greatly, negligent driving and speeding fatalities have skyrocketed. Someone dies every 13 minutes from negligent driving, so keep your hands on the wheel, your eyes on the road, and your phone put away.
My name is Brian Wilson, and I'm a nursing student here at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. The nursing program here at UNF is top-notch. They give us a firm foundation so that when we're out in the field and actually graduate and pass our boards, you feel well prepared. I'm a nursing student, but I'm also active duty, and I'm participating in the Navy's Seaman Admiral 21 Officer Commissioning Program. And a lot of the skills they teach us there, like leadership, time management, and teamwork, it's stuff I can apply to the nursing program. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
I got laid off. Bills were piling up. Everything was falling apart.
At the same time, Sarah started having trouble in school. It was horrible.
Our friends at church tried to help, but I just didn't like telling them how bad things were.
The lady who cuts my hair told me about the parent helpline. The helpline got us into a parenting group.
It helped me find a new job.
I'm so glad we found out about the helpline.
And I'm so glad we made the call.
It's your turn to raise the leaders of tomorrow. Find out how at ounce.org.
A UNF professor is using an unorthodox way of teaching to inspire her students. He says that learning should be fun and music makes it possible.
Dr. Niall Stanley has been a professor at UNF for about 10 years. His teaching methods are far from traditional.
The arts-based approach for teaching literacy incorporates storytelling, poetry performance, and songwriting. Everything I do is designed for education. I have I think, like 25 videos on YouTube.
Stanley says his goal is to help young readers develop a love for reading and poetry. He says his music makes that possible.
I got the baby brother blues. All day he sleeps like an angel. All night he...
Stanley puts the fun into learning, and I was able to get in on the action. Now, Stanley isn't always a solo act. He works with children's author Karen Alexander.
Please echo. We got it that last time.
Alexander and Stanley have been working together for over 10 years.
Beat upon doors. Echoes of trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat.
We have, poems for 2 voices, and then I do a few and he'll do a few. He's gotten off into music a lot. I'm strictly poetry performance. Really, his dream now is to go more with music and poetry and storytelling, and he's trying to integrate them all.
Stanley gets funding for his music projects through the Cummer Family Foundation of Boston. He says that's helped get his learning materials seen and heard all over the world.
I've performed at school districts in Canada. I've been to Alaska 5 times. They had me go to Trinidad.
Professor Stanley continues to reach out with his innovative teaching methods.
I like to say that I am trying to put art back into the language arts.
Dr. Stanley also plays with his students to help improve his music skills. He says they mutually benefit from each other.
That seems pretty interesting, I guess. I mean, did you learn a lot from him? I saw you pounding it out there on the drum.
I'm definitely not musically inclined at all, if you couldn't tell, but it was a lot of fun.
I thought you did well, so I thought it turned out good.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We've got more news after the break, and still to come, the NFW Sports Express.
And later on, you'll see how some local businesses kicked off Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
The best thing about UNF is the diversity. I just love the fact that I can come here and intermingle with people from all over the world. I'm Robert Allen. I'm an honor student here at the University of North Florida in Jacksonville. We have smaller classes. They're longer now and a little bit more demanding, but it's for our benefit. My experience with the professors is that they are very open. Here at UNF, you can receive a solid education. UNF, no one like you, no place like this.
You want to protect your valuables, so you have an alarm system for your house and an alarm for your car. But who do you trust with your personal financial information? Each year, the laws governing your finances change. Florida licensed CPAs are educated, tested, regulated by the state of Florida, and must be recertified every 2 years. Before you share your financial information with anyone, check them out. Make sure your finances are in good hands. Check your CPA's credentials at myfloridalicense.com.
Lose one of these? Everyone has, except for people whose money is fully insured by the FDIC. Those depositors have never lost 1 penny in the 75 years of the FDIC. Good to know in times like these. So here's the question. Do you know if all your money is safe and sound?
Go to myfdicinsurance.gov
and click on Edie the Estimator.
Because the more you know,
the safer your money.
In order to prepare your taxes, I'll need to get some general financial information from you, like your W-2s, 1099s, Social Security numbers, and full names and dates of birth for you and all your dependents.
Before you share your financial information with anyone, check them out. Florida licensed CPAs are educated, tested, regulated by the state of Florida, and must be recertified every 2 years. Make sure your finances are in good hands. Check your CPA's credentials today at myfloridalicense.com.